Welcome to Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. In this series, I will be tasked with defeating every villain in order, progressing from the core set to the latest release. The catch? I'm only allowed to use cards released up until that point. After defeating the villain, they each will be ranked in terms of their difficulty, determined by the cards available at the time. Tune in every Tuesday for new episodes of Marvel Rewind. What's going on, guys? It's Char here, back with another episode of Marvel Rewind, a Marvel Champions Retrospective Series. We're in the middle of the Mojo Mania scenario pack right now, which tasks us with taking on Spiral, who has escaped kind of Mojo in his clutches with none other than Domino. Let's get down to the table and see how it goes. Okay, so here we are at the table. Now, I know I usually preface this as like, oh, I haven't played this character in a long time, blah, blah, blah. This one is for real this time. Again, excuse any sort of misplays either from the scenario or myself piloting the hero. But Domino, she's a bit weird for sure. And she's not a character that I have a ton of games on. So, yes, we are playing Domino today against Spiral, as you could tell from the intro. So let's go ahead and talk about Spiral pretty briefly, talk about her setup, and then we'll go from there. So if we look at Spiral's setup here on 1A, it says put the search for Spiral side scheme into play and one random show environment in play. Then you shuffle each other's show environment together to create a cornered treachery to create the show deck. See rulebook page 11, then flip Spiral to her escape side. This is a lot of mumbo jumbo, and it's important because we need to read the contents, which tells us to do Spiral 2 and 3 for expert mode. We have our standard and expert sets here along with our obligation. And then the Spiral set, which is extremely small here. I mean, what, 6 cards here? So these, but then also our recommended modular sets, or it's not recommended, it's required, 3 modular encounter sets from the Mojo Mania scenario pack. So, because I know Mojo kind of eventually gets all the scenarios, I was thinking about last week just taking one of the scenarios out to not use for Spiral, but I think that we have, it'll be a bit interesting because they kind of swap around anyway. So let's go ahead and roll for the 3 Mojo packs. Okay, well, we got Mojo in the middle again already. So that'll be 1. That'll go with the cornered treachery, and you'll see why in a second. We'll roll again. 2. So we'll do M, dial M for Mojo. Each other encounter card gets insight 1. Each friendly character gets +1 thwart. And this is still 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, and 5. 1. Okay. Then we've got a game of Mojos. Each player gets +1 hand size. Okay. All right. And then all of these are going to get shuffled in together. It was the fantasy, the sitcom, and the crime sets here. So these are going to get shuffled together. And now this is looking like a proper encounter deck. Shuffles up and becomes Spiral's deck. But now it says put the search for Spiral side scheme and one random show environment into play. Then you shuffle together all the remaining show environments to create the cornered treachery with the corner treachery to create the show deck. So essentially Spiral is trying to like escape Mojo, and it's pretty thematic because Spiral doesn't really like, I don't know most people who, I don't know most of anybody in universe who likes Mojo that knows him. So she's trying to escape the search for Spiral. She is escaped currently, and when she is escaped, she can't take damage or be stunned. Also, threat can't be removed from the main scheme. And as a force interrupt, when she would attack, she schemes instead. So essentially she has 15 per player health, and it's kind of like a normal scenario to get through the stage 2 and stage 3, but we're not able to actually damage her or in any meaningful way until she is on her revealed side, and then she gets kind of funny and cool things when that happens. Let's just pick this card. Hopefully it's not cornered. Okay, well, we're starting off with the Mojo in the middle, so that is the card here. Then we'll still shuffle this up. I have no idea where it's cornered treachery is, but it is in the show deck right there. So we'll shuffle up the encounter deck some more. So now we have each obligation gains an acceleration icon as a response. When a player discards an obligation, that player draws a card. So that is our current environment right now. It has a 1 reveal, discard each other's setting environment in play. If this card was revealed from the encounter deck, it gains Surge, but this is the show deck, not the encounter deck, so we don't have to worry about that. So we have that shuffled up. We can go ahead and flip this over. She doesn't have any 1 revealed on her hero card other than the text I just talked about. As a forced interrupt, when the show environment would be discarded, it gets placed on the bottom of the show deck instead. So when we go through this whole gimmick, which is based on search for Spiral here, which says it's a permanent side scheme as a force response, After the last threat is removed from here, the player who removed that threat reveals the top card of the show deck and places 3 per player threat here. And as a hero action, you can take 2 damage to just immediately remove 3 threats. So in solo, that instantly flips us to a new environment, just in case it's like an environment we really don't want to be messing with. That's essentially the gist of the scenario here. We are trying to constantly thwart off this side scheme in order for us to find the escaped or the corner treachery for us to flip Spiral over so that we can thwart the main scheme and also deal damage to her to win, essentially. So, yeah. And to do that, like I said, we have like the X-Force taking on, you know, Mojo Mania. We have Domino here. So Domino is our hero of choice today. Domino is really interesting. She has a lot of like deck manipulation. She can get cards from her discard pile. She could discard cards from the top of her deck. She counts double wild resources as double, which goes in hand with a lot of her cards and effects that she has. She does a lot of discarding and whatnot. So there's a lot of really interesting control things you can do, and I'm going to try my best to pilot her to a decent level, but this is not a hero I'm familiar with. If I tried to even explain what she does more than that, I feel like I would confuse people more than actually help them. So I'd rather kind of show what she does during the gameplay. She's definitely pretty cool. We have a couple of kind of her must plays in here, like the Digging Deeps, the White Tiger, or White Fox, I think, and Lockjaw. So hopefully we can get a good showcase here and have a fun game against Spiral today. So as always, we will just go ahead and skip to the winning attempt. Okay, let's go ahead and draw up here. So we did play another game before this that probably went as poorly as you could think it would have gone. But this hand looks, I would say, significantly better here. So what can we do? So we want to set up our pistol for sure, and then maybe use it to play down Daredevil, and then go from there. I don't know if I really want to like mulligan hard. Like I could mulligan these two, but we might find something that I want more. So I think we'll abstain from doing that. Let's just go ahead and do yeah, let's just go ahead and play it as it is. So let's start off. Let's do spend the jackpot here for just a card in your hand, swap that card with the top of your discard. Let's play down our pistols. Let's use this ability. So she has this action that I can swap the card in my discard pile with one in my hand. So let's go ahead and play down what's it called? Yeah, let's replace Diamondback, and then let's spend these 4 resources to play Daredevil. And honestly, do we just stay down? I can recur the jackpot again next turn. No, I think we do stay up here. Let's flip up. Let's see if we can just take 2 damage here and see what happens. So we'll remove 3 threat by using this hero action. This one will go at the bottom and reveal the top card. Cornered. Okay, so getting her cornered instantly is really good for us. So we flip her to her cornered side. And then we swap what is it? This will cause her 1 revealed text to resolve if any, then reveal the top card of the show deck, shovel this card into the show deck, and this card cannot be canceled. So pretty good here. And then this goes back to 3. So now a Daredevil can actually get some really good you know, mixed use damage here. He can thwart for 2 and then deal damage and whatnot. It'll be pretty good for us. All right. But now that she is cornered specifically, we do want her to just attack and whatnot. So my cat is letting me know he is here and around, but we are recording. So let's do Domino's Pistol here. We're going to choose an enemy. Let's choose Spiral. We'll discard the top card of our deck. Deal 1 damage for each resource icon. We'll just deal 1 damage here. Bring her down to 14. Then we'll have Daredevil go ahead and thwart for 2. Let's have him take 2 off of this, and then after he thwarts, he can deal damage, so 2 to Spiral. Then we'll just swing on Spiral for 2, bring her down to 11. And I think that's going to be that. We're just going to ready up here. So honestly, not too bad of a start. We're going to drop 1 extra card because of a game of Mojos, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We got Right Place, Right Time, Surveillance Team, Helicarrier, Avengers. So let's see what happens. Spiral's going to put 1 on the main. Then she's going to attack us for a base of like 3 here. Yeah, let's just take it. 3 damage. 2, 3. Bring us down to 4 health. And then we've got an encounter card, which is Spiral Swords. So she has sword counters now. It's going to go ahead and attach to her. So she gets +1 attack for each sword counter. So she has 5 attack now. If Spiral is on her cornered side, spend 2 fist resources and remove a counter from this card. So now her attacks are extremely deadly, which is pretty bad for us. But maybe there's an opportunity for us to like rush her down, so to say. Let's just see what we can do here. I think like with this hand, it's pretty impossible to do that rushing her down that I said. But we can try. Let's just try with our pistols. So we'll choose Spiral here. We discarded Professor X. That's just gonna deal 1 damage, which isn't terrible. I mean, damage is damage. I think we'll just have Daredevil block this activation, because just like she has so much attack right now, and she won't be cornered for long. But it's just kind of, what can you really do? Okay. I would love to get down the mansion. I don't think we can this turn. But I think we can clear the area and maybe find an interesting card. Maybe the surveillance team do anything here? Get it down. It can really help us ping off search for Spiral. No. We have to play the Avenger, or sorry, the Helicarrier. So let's spend these 3 resources. Let's put, I guess this on top. I don't think it's gonna matter for the Helicarrier. And let's go ahead and exhaust it to play clear the area. So let's go ahead and clear the main, because that can get out of control. If we remove the last start, we can draw a card. Right place, right time. I don't super care about that. Oh shoot, I wanted Daredevil. I guess he can just attack. I forgot that I wanted him to clear that, but that's fine. So he'll just deal 2 damage, bring Spiral down to 8. And then I think we'll just, we didn't even exhaust. So I guess we'll swing 2 more on her. Bring her down to 6 health, and I think that'll have to be it. So if she gets an extra activation, we might be cooked, but I'm kind of hopeful that she won't. 3 and 4. Okay, this is actually pretty good. The Dazzler will give us a Confuse to flip down, and we can maybe play the Probability Field. I actually don't think we have the resources for it, but we will see. So it's going to go up by 1. Spiral's going to attack us for like a base of 5. We'll have Daredevil block this. He's defeated. We have an encounter card here. Choose 1. Remove all threat from a side scheme to the main scheme. That side scheme is defeated. Or discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side scheme is discarded and reveal that card. I think we will move all threat from a side scheme to the main. So we'll bring the main up to 2. And when all the last threat's removed, the player who removed threat reveals the top card and then takes... so dial M for Mojo. So each other encounter card gains Insight 1, and each friendly character has +1 thwart now. So this one will come up, and this will come back with 3 threat here. I think that'll be it. Cool. All right, so all of this stuff should be ready. It should be discarded. I can't do a ton with my pistol here. But yeah, Probability Field is going to be really good for us. We do really want to... what's it called? We don't want to take any damage, so we just want to flip down and recover, I think. Yeah, I think Probability Field plus Dazzler is going to be our best bet. We could corner her, but I don't think it makes a big difference. I guess it does, because we do have to get rid of the threat eventually. So let's do a Helicarrier here, and then 3 resources for Dazzler. When she enters play, we can confuse an enemy. Oh, she should have flipped back over. Yeah, I just put the swords over her. So, but she can be confused. It says she can't be stunned, but she can be confused, which is pretty good for us. Let's just have Dazzler thwart for 3. So that's going to clear that. This is going to go at the bottom. Let's see if she gets cornered again. She does get cornered. So we reveal the top card, which I think is the obligation one. And then this gets shuffled back in. This will go back to 3. So she is confused and she is cornered, which is decent for us. Dazzler will take a consequential. If we can knock her out, I think we're making good tempo plays against her right now, which is, all we can really ask for. This will drop down here, and I think I will flip down into Domino. I will recover for 3 up to 7, and I'll spend these 2 resources here to get down Probability Field as an interrupt. Whenever I use a basic power, I can discard the top card of my deck. I can get +1 to that power for each resource icon. Oh, it doesn't need a ready or exhaust token. And, I guess before I flip down, I would also use my pistol. So this should go under these cards. Yeah, because we did corner her. So I would have just done 1 extra damage. So bring her down to 5. Every little bit matters here. Okay, we're going to ready up and see what we can do. Drawing up just 6 cards here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, a good workout. The Painted Lady Outlaw. I mean, Painted Lady just gives us a little bit of economy bump. Good workout's also really good here because it will instantly flip Spiral. She will hit us and then we can just go from there. Cool. So you can go up to 3. Spiral is going to attempt to activate against us. She can't. She's confused. And counter card. Well armed. If a copy of Spiral's sword is attached to Spiral, she attacks you even if you're in alter ego form. So how much attack does she have? 5. Otherwise, search the encounter deck. So she's attacking me for 5 here. That's really bad. That like messes up a ton of my plans. Yeah, I can't take this. I have to have Dazzler block it. So that's 5, 6, 7 damage. Yep, it would have just defeated me. So Dazzler will block that for me, and she's going to get an escape counter. Yeah, that truly does mess everything up. I thought we had like a really good tempo push going against her, but I can't defend even with my probability field because I was flipped down. And now we don't have another kind of like, what's it called? Choose a card in your hand, swap that card with the top card of your discard. I could get Dazzler back and try and lock her down. That actually isn't, I actually don't hate that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can do a good workout just to knock her. But she's gonna attack me again with her swords. Oh man, this is rough. What do we do? Yeah, I feel like we had a really good kind of like tempo-ish play going, but that really was rough. I won't lie to you. I think what we'll start with, do we even play Nick Fury? Like, what is the point of playing Nick Fury here? Can recover up to full. Nick Fury can hit. Like, Nick Fury can defend and attack. We can knock her into the next phase. But then, like, she'll immediately activate against me. So, like, I don't really want to knock her into the next phase. Oh, man. This is pretty rough. But like, what other options do I really have? Is my other thing. No, I think we do just play. I think we do just play Dazzler again. I feel like that's just a better play than anything else we have going on. Maybe we do like Painted Lady and play Dazzler again. So let's do that. Let's pay for the Painted Lady. Comes in ready, and then we will do our ability to, oh sorry, don't play the Painted Lady first. I'll pay for it after. I'll swap Nick Fury, I guess, with Dazzler, and then I'll pay for the Painted Lady, and then I'll do this Helicarrier plus these 3 resources for Dazzler here. We're gonna, as a response, confuse the enemy. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's confuse her once again. I think, do we have Dazzler attack? I mean, the main is so high. I think we do have her attack here. Let's have her hit for 2. Bring Spiral down to 3. We just need an ally up to block once we finally do flip her over. And I think we just recover up to full, up to 9. And then I think we just ready up. Yeah. Okay. Let's just draw back up to 6 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, Jessica Jones, Surveillance Team. You reveal an encounter card, lucky and good. Okay. So we can change boost effects. We can play down Jessica Jones. This is a decent hand for sure. So go up to 4. Spiral's gonna try and scheme against us. She can't. She's confused, and we have an encounter card. Memories of Armageddon. Treat your identity printed text box as if it were blank, and we can exhaust our identity to discard this. This actually, I don't mind this. So let's go ahead and just get rid of this now. We'll exhaust and discard Memories of Armageddon, so it'll go in our discard pile. Okay, yeah, I think we're actually getting somewhere here. So we can't actually lower the counters on her. I mean, if we want to, we could get her to a normal attack stat. I don't know if that's worth doing. I could spend these 4 and remove 2 counters. Yeah, I think it might actually be worth doing. And then we just end up playing Jessica Jones from hand. hitting her with the pistol and stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably worth doing. Let's flip up. Let's use the response here if she's on her cornered side, which she is. Let's spend 2 fist resources. We'll drop this down to 1. And then spend these 2 riled and declare them as fist resources and drop this down to 1. So she only has +1 to her attack now, which is much more manageable. Then, I mean, if we get a wild here, this could actually knock her into the next phase. If we don't, it's not terrible. Let's do it. Let's do Domino's pistol. It's just a mental, so it's just 1 damage. Oh no, it would have just done 2. Okay, that brings her down to that. Man, not having a stun here is really tough. She's gonna hit us twice, but I think we'll be okay. We'll have Dazzler up to block for us here. And we're at full health, so is there anything we want to keep in our hand? Oh, also, wait, what was it after we respond? After you discard a card, attach that card face down here. Do we want to clear the area? Let's just take it anyways. I don't know if we actually want it, but we'll take it anyways. And let's spend these 3 resources to play down Jessica Jones. Let's attack Spiral here. That'll knock her into phase 3. So phase 3 is going to come in. So yeah, now we just need to find damage is what it looks like. If at least there's 3 per player teleport counters. I didn't even realize that changed. Okay, so she's not actually flipping this turn, which could be kind of good or kind of bad. When revealed, Spiral attacks each player in player order, even an alter ego. So she's going to go ahead and attack me. We're going to block with Dazzler. She has 4 attack. Discard 1 card from your hand. I spent my whole hand, so I have nothing to even discard as a boost effect. So Dazzler is defeated here. This is going to change your teleport counters to 2. I guess it doesn't really make a difference because she's going to flip it anyways, but... Oh, no, it does because she's going to actually hit us. And then we'll have to block with... I guess we can just do a basic defend. I think we're fine with doing that. Yeah, I think that'll be it, and we'll just ready up here. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. All right, so let's see what we can do. What an interesting hand we're looking at. So we go up to 5. Spiral's gonna attack us for a base of 4. Do we just basic defend? I think we do. I think we basic defend, and then let's use our interrupt. Discard the top card of your deck to get +1 power. Oh, after this card is discarded from the top of your deck, I can add it to my hand. So we defended for 5 there, which is really good. She's hitting us for 4, 5, 6, 7. So we only take 2. That's actually not too bad. Spiral's gonna go ahead and flip back over here because she got to 3 counters. She'll flip back over. She also has 17 health that I forgot to do. But you know what? I think that was a really successful defense, actually. And we got an extra card off of it, which is pretty fun. 1 encounter card. Erratic Teleportation Surge. If she's on her cornered side, place 1 teleport counter. If she's on her she's on her escape side, we can spend a mental resource to look at the top card of the show deck and put it at the top or bottom of the deck. Let's do it. Why not? Let's spend Digging Deep here, yeah, let's spend Digging Deep, declare it as a mental because it doesn't have to be printed. Let's look at the top card of the show deck. Game of Mojos. And then what can we do? And put it at the top or bottom. Let's put it at the bottom. Because we do actually want to corner her and hopefully get the win eventually. And then it's going to surge into crime scene investigation. Threat cannot be removed from other schemes. Hero action spend Hero action spend X mental resources, remove X threat from this scheme. Okay, and this is gonna come in with how much? 6. All right, so we still do want to stay up here, but the threat on the main might spiral out of control really fast here. So how do we do this? So threat can't be removed from other schemes at all, which is pretty tough. We can just hard pay for White Fox. How do we do this? This is pretty tough for sure. First, we need Jessica Jones to threat can be removed from other schemes. Yeah, so we have to clear this. So Let's have Jessica Jones thwart for 3 because there's 2 side schemes out. Drop this down to 3. Do we just build and not go super crazy here? I think we have another turn where we can build. It's just not like super safe. But I think we need to take the opportunity because it is presenting itself right now. Deal 2 damage from my character. I think White Fox will come into play, right, if I just discard her. So let's use our ability to swap the top card of our deck. So we got X Mansion, and this goes. Is this even supposed to be in this deck? I think I forgot to take that out, but we'll just play it because it was in the deck. I don't think it's supposed to be here. But okay, yeah, no, it definitely isn't, but we'll just leave it as is. Let's play Luck Be a Lady. So we'll discard the top card of our deck. For each resource counted, this one says we can heal 2 damage from my character. So we will replay down White Fox. We can heal 2 damage from a character. Honestly, do we heal Jessica here? Yeah, let's heal Jessica, why not? Let's have White Fox go ahead and thwart for 1. And then what do we want? Sharpshooter, or we need our other pistol down, right? Yeah, for sure we need our other pistol. So let's play the other one. That just gives us damage that we can choose to use at any time. And then I think we'll just keep the sharpshooter and ready up. Okay. So hopefully she doesn't scheme out the main. I think it'd be pretty unlikely, but you know, crazier things have happened. Okay, these cards are not good in the slightest. But okay, thankfully we have Jessica Jones up to maybe make it better. This is gonna go up to 6. She's gonna try and attack, but she can't, so she schemes. Base of 2, 3. So go up to 9 here. 1 encounter card. The Dragon with Retaliate and Toughness. With 10 per player, double the amount of damage this card takes from card to the printed, Lightning Resource. When defeated, each player draws 4 cards. Okay, so the Dragon's pretty tough here. He has Retaliate, but these are ranged weapons. Yeah, what do we want to do here? Oh, I guess we should have flipped down. Do we actually do that? Or did I flip up that turn? No, I think we 100% had to flip. I don't know why I stayed up. I think we'll just play it out. We should have flipped down, but we didn't, which is gonna make our turn a little bit worse, a little bit better, just like it is what it is. Okay, I think what we want to start with is Jessica here is going to thwart for 3, and go ahead and clear this. Or we could spend, actually we could spend some of these wilds in our hand. Jessica could maybe deal some damage to Spiral. Oh man, I don't know. I won't do it. I'll just do that. I will thwart it and clear this. So now threat can be removed from other schemes. Yeah, we kind of need Spiral to start hitting us here. Then what we want to do is... Do we take damage? Yeah, I think we have to take damage, right? We'll take 2 damage, remove 3 threat from this, and reveal the top card of the show deck. It is cornered. So we reveal this one, shuffle all of these together. Each friendly character has +1 thwart, which is pretty good. But when Spiral gets cornered, she's going to attack us every time she's revealed. So we have that shuffled up. So she is going to attack us here. So we'll block this with White Tiger, so that's 3, 4, 5 damage. Sorry, White Fox. White Fox is defeated here. And yeah, we just kind of need to push damage. We have Jessica Jones here. The main is going up fast, but I think we can do it. So let's go ahead and swap the top card of our deck once per phase. So we got Deadpool, and we'll swap it with a Digging Deep. Let's spend one of our pistols here. Let's target Spiral. So we're going to discard this. When this is discarded, we can add it to our hand. So we deal 2 damage because wilds are counted twice. Bring her down to 15. Let's shuffle this up here. This should have 3 on it. Okay. We get Delta face down encounter card. I think this is actually going pretty well, no matter all like the misplays and whatnot that has been going on. I think it's actually been going fine. We also have our probability field to use here. This could be good. This could be good. Okay. I have all these cards in my hand. Yeah, we need to push damage for sure. Let's do our pistol again. So we're going to shoot again. That's a fist, which I think is okay. That's just going to be 1 damage. Bring her down to 14. Then what we want to do is... Oh, I guess before that, now that I'm looking at my hand, before doing that, I should have spent both these Digging Deeps to play down a Sharpshooter. When you make a range attack, discard the top card, deals 1 additional for each resource. So I will actually say I did that before that one. So it would have done 1 more. So down at 13. Yeah, because we can't really play Lockjaw this turn. But we can go ahead and spend 2 resources here to play down Deadpool and our Helicarrier. Deadpool will be attacked for 2 here. Bringing Spiral down to 11 health, and he'll take a consequential. And then we'll have Domino go ahead and swing here and use our probability field +1 for each resource icon. So it's 2, 3, 4 because doubles are counted twice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or wilds are counted twice. Bring her down to 7, and okay, we kind of just need like a little bit of damage and we can get the win here. But let's see, it really does just come down to this end game here. So we'll draw up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so no damage at all in this hand. But we could probably get there through our pistols and our activation. Man, this is going to be close. Okay, this is going to go up to 10. Oh, wait, we didn't get Delta, a face-down encounter card for decking out. We should have one of these. Okay, so Spiral's going to attack us for a base of 4. I think we block this with Deadpool here. So 4, 5 damage. So Deadpool is defeated. So each encounter card gains insight 1. This is really bad. Like if she schemes, it's kind of over. But let's see. First one, Law and Order. Each friendly character gets -2 attack. This comes in with 6. That's really bad. That can almost spell our doom immediately. Surge. This can only take damage from printed physical resources. Surging into a troll with toughness takes 1 additional damage for this. Oh, I forgot to take 3 damage from the dragon, which is very important. I didn't really, doesn't really make a difference. I would say that what's it called? And then this would have flipped. Yeah, I think we lose anyways, but let's just say that the 3 damage was from... Sorry, this should be at 1, and I think her counter should be at 2. Yeah, I would have defended it so that we're tapped, but I don't think it makes a huge difference because there's not a ton we can really do. I mean, we could try. It's not like over. So, but we do need White Tiger now. So let's swap the top card of our deck. Monica Chang is not horrible, I guess. Can we do it? I don't think so. I mean, we'd have to clear out Law and Order completely. We're tapped. We have all these attacks coming our way next turn. I don't think it's possible, but let's see if we can maybe get there. Let's start with a Domino's pistol. That's going to discard White Tiger, and it's going to deal 1 damage. I guess when we make a ranged attack... Oh, okay. Well, that goes into our hand. So that's 1, 2, 3 damage. 1, 2, 3, down to 4. Okay. Can we get there? We all have -1 attack is the biggest problem. I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. I might have enough people to defend for me, but no, it doesn't really matter. Each friendly character gets -2 attack is truly a death sentence. Spend X lightning resources to remove threat. Can remove these 2 to get it down to 4. It would really be banking on if Monica Chang and if I get a double. No, I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it. Is there any way we could get what's her face to swing? If we go 1, 2, 3, Monica will come in. She'll get down a surveillance team. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I just don't think it's possible. I think we lose right here, which really sucks. Okay, so like, how can we do this? We'll have her thwart for 3. Bring it down to 3. This should be in play. If we play down 1. There's just not, yeah, there's really not much we can do. I mean, we can try and live. We will have allies up for blocks. I mean, it's not over. Okay, let's try it. We have a surveillance team here. So come in with 3 counters. Then we will spend our helicarrier and these 2 for Monica Chang. She'll come in. She'll get us another surveillance team down. She'll come in with 3, and then this other one will have 4. Because all of them go up by 1. Oh, no, they'll both have 4. And then we have all these allies down. We can thwart 1, 2. And then we can remove one of these surveillance teams for 3. So that'll clear law and order. So now all of their attack is back. And then we'll deal another surveillance team just to drop the main down to 9. I mean, we have enough allies up to block. We just need damage, right? I mean, we have our sharpshooter, so let's use our pistol here. Let's discard it. It's still just 1 damage, so bring it down to 3. As long as we don't get an extra activation or anything truly terrible, I think we can probably do it. I don't know. It seemed pretty lost, but there's maybe a chance. Let's see. All right, let's draw up 5. 1, 2. Okay, a good workout is basically all we need. Let's see what we can do. I think we have to take the attack from at least the goblin because we want to be ready here. So, yeah, this is it. It comes down to this. So this is going to go up to 4. Spiral's going to attack us the base of 4. Let's just block this with Monica Chang. 5, 6. So Monica Chang is defeated here. And then she's gonna flip back over, so she's gonna go back and hide. And then all these guys are gonna attack, so the dragon's gonna hit us for 3. So we'll block the dragon with White Tiger, block the troll with Jessica Jones, and we will take 1 damage from the goblin. And we'll go down to 4, and then we have 1 encounter card. Oh, each encounter card gains insight 1. I think this should be 2 higher. No, that might be the end of it. Surge, exhaust my identity into master plan. Place 4 threat on each side scheme. Oh my gosh, it's over. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. That's so bad. Is there any way we can do it now? And I think that should have been 2 more on here. So I think this should be at 14 actually, because I think I forgot to keep doing the insight on this. Yeah, it might be over. We'll have to try. What can we do? Three, 4. Okay, let's use an action to remove 2 threat. Sorry, remove 3 threat, and then let's do right place, right time. Discard the top card. So that'll clear it. I mean, oh no, we're tapped anyways. We lost. I guess before this we could play Lockjaw from our discard pile. Is he still in here? Yeah, I guess technically before we do this we have to play Lockjaw. So this will be 4 resources. We can't even swap or keep the good workout. Paying his resource cost. It can say I used helicarrier on right place, right time. Yeah, for good workout. For good workout instead. and then I will spend two doubles to play down Lockjaw from my discard pile, right? And then I'll keep the Power and Justice in our hand just in case. Moment of truth, it comes down to this. Let's see, is it cornered? It is Game of Mojos, which basically means I think we are cooked. Yeah, this comes in with 3, and we have no way. Oh, I guess actually we do have a way to remove threat. Let's replace the top card of our deck. Okay, we have a clear the area. I guess it's technically not over. We'll thwart. No, we can't thwart with them. We'll remove 1, and then we will do a Helicarrier for clear the area. Remove 2 threat and draw a card. And let's see what it is. Cornered. I mean, she is gonna attack us. We'll block with Lockjaw. Let's see if it even matters. It'll be like. Yeah, whatever. Lockjaw's defeated because she attacked him for 5 and she has an counter. It really does. We have this in our hand. It just comes down to Domino's pistols. So we'll have this deals 1 damage. This deals 1 damage, and then we can do Sharpshooter on this one for 1 more. 3? Is that it? I literally could not tell you. I think at the end I was getting really confused there. I do want to confirm what was my starting hand this turn. It was right place, right time. Good workout. Strength. What was my starting hand? What's in my hand right now? Okay, I'll need to review that, but I think that's it. Okay, so here we are at the deck list. Sorry for that abrupt ending. I did like my best to review the game. I think for the most part, it was a pretty clean game. Near the end, it did get a bit dicey. I forgot a lot of the insight on the threat, but when that had come out, I think there was 5 total, what's it called? I think there was 5 total encounter cards that got revealed because I think I got 2 surges and an extra one. So it would have been 1 surge, 3, and then on the normal turn it was a surge into 1, so that was 5 threat. The main was at 10 before all of that, but it was over 2 turns, and I did thwart for 1 off the main, so I think we were safe on the thwarting there. And if all else was kind of right in the world in terms of my resources and stuff, we had barely got Spiral at the very end there, which I think was super thematic. And again, even if it was a couple of threat off here or there from scheming out, which I probably did miss or could have missed, or was 1 or 2 damage short, I think it was a really good showcase of kind of like the power of these 2 decks going at it. I thought it was really thematic, and you know, there's always the future to revisit it, but I think it was a really good showcase, and I count that as a win from what I saw. Enough about that. Let's talk about Domino here. So Domino is really interesting, and this is a character that is really not the type of character I like to play. I think Domino is very strong. She has like really good cards, like, I mean, honestly, like Lucky and Good is really good. She has her probability field. She has Lucky Break. She has, what's the last one? She has one other one. Yeah, I think that's her. Yeah, Lucky and Good. Lucky Break is the encounter card one, and what's it called? Probability field is also really good. I think she has really good cards, and it also gets tied together with her Domino's pistols, which lets her discard the top card of our deck. She counts her wild resources twice, so these can be tapped for 2 damage basically every turn with the range, so you get around that nasty retaliate and stuff like that. She has that 1, 2, 3 stat line, which is pretty good, which means she's like pretty beefy. It's hard for her to actually be defeated, and if you buff your defense with the probability field, you can get it up to 5 for almost free, so you're not taking any damage, and the pistols can do the damage for you. Thwarting is a bit of an issue for her, which is why we decided to spec into Justice for this one, and also Spiral requires a lot of thwarting, and if I had one change I would make, she needs way more thwarting than I have in here. I think we weren't even close to the amount of thwart that I think was needed in this scenario. Let's get into the deck list proper. So if we're looking at the basic upgrades and supports, we're on Sharpshooter, which combos really well with her pistols. When you make a ranged attack and her pistols are ranged, this attack deals 1 additional damage for each resource icon discarded this way, and this still does count with her ability that says when counting resources cards discarded from the top of your deck, each wild is counted twice. So you could probably, if you stack it up or you are really lucky, which is Domino's whole like kind of gimmick as like a mutant, you can get 4 damage out of 1 pistol activation, which is pretty good. X Mansion was in here by mistake. I think you guys saw my reaction when I drew it. This is another reason why I give myself a little leeway on this game, because this card is not supposed to be in my deck. What would I have had in here to replace it? I have no idea. Maybe just some other wild traded card that could have made a difference in some other way. Helicarrier and Avengers Mansion are here on purpose, and the main reason is that Domino actually has a surprising ability to build. Maybe not specifically in this scenario, which asks a lot of tempo from you, but she has this action where you can choose a card in your hand to swap it with the top card of your discard pile, meaning that if you get one of her, if you get her jackpot or any of your double resources early, you can spend it to play something like a Helicarrier, swap it with a card in your hand, and then you can use that jackpot again to play like an Avengers Mansion, which is really strong and gives her a lot of cards to play. We were running a ton of allies in this deck, but if we look at our ally lineup, we're on Deadpool here, which is a X-Force ally, 3 health, 2 thwart, 2 attack, and if he would be defeated by consequential, he heals 3 damage and adds an acceleration token to the main. Usually you just use him to chump on the last one. He has really good stats and a good stat line. White Fox can give us a free ally when she's discarded from the top of your deck. Then we have Professor X in here, can give us a confuse and a bit of thwarting. Lockjaw, which is super clutch at the end of the game in order for us to play, and then when we cornered Spiral again, we were able to block that attack in order to defeat her with our pistols. And then Nick Fury is in here, a classic card. Honestly, against Spiral, it felt like he wasn't that good, which is crazy because I think we swapped him for Dazzler. Maybe that was the first game I played. I don't actually remember. We're on the 3 basic doubles, of course, because she still needs the economy help. And then we're on 3 digging deep. These also came with Domino, which says after this card is discarded from the top of the deck, you can add it to your hand. So you can discard this, get that double counting off of your pistols for 2 damage, and they instantly go into your hand, which is just another card you can spend. You could even, like, if you haven't used your hero ability yet, you could even, like, swap it back, do another pistol, add it back to your hand. So, like, it's almost like you're drawing cards and, like, you're just getting extra cards. It's really good. It combos really well with what Domino wants to do. For the last of our resources, we have 2 of the Power of Justice. We're running a lot of high-cost Justice cards, so it works out pretty well. We're on triple clear the area for our thwart removal. I knew that Spiral had a side scheme that was permanent, and so we could thwart for 1 with our hero ability and clear the area, could clear the last 2, which gives us a little bit of a refund and a card draw, and it's really good for solo play in general. But honestly, I did not know how much some of those side schemes threat came in with. Like I said, the change I would make is I'd probably throw in copies of 4 Justice, specifically for Spiral in this scenario. We really, really needed threat removal. We're on 3 copies of Surveillance Team, which will become obvious here in a second, but it's because we were playing Monica Chang. It's really good, especially because we're really trying to limit ourselves to just the big box expansions. We did cheat a little bit today, as we have been with most of the series at this point. I think Lockjaw is from the Miss Marvel hero pack. It's just super good with Domino. There's no reason. I mean, it wouldn't have even been close at the end if we didn't have Lockjaw to play from our discard. We did need him, and he did his purpose of being able to be played with all when our hand was kind of crummy with all those resources. Look at our ally lineup here. We're on Jessica Jones, classic. Wolfsbane is pretty interesting here. After Wolfsbane thwarts, we can name a card type, discard the top card of our deck, and if it's discarded, if it's a card of that name type, we can add it to our hand. It's kind of like we can swap with Domino's ability and get whatever card we discarded back into our hand. A little bit of thwarting here. Monica Chang brings in the surveillance teams and buffs them up by 1, gives us some extra thwarting. Blindfold can give us some encounter deck control. Daredevil is just a pretty good, decent ally. Although I probably would remove him because he's kind of like mixed. Thwarting and damage isn't super good when Spiral can't take damage most of the scenario. And then we have Spiral here, Dazzler here, who when she enters play, confuse an enemy. Super, super good against Spiral because she can be confused. She just can't be stunned when she's in her escaped form. And that's essentially the deck list. Honestly, I say with most heroes that I'd like to revisit them and have a ton of fun. I like Domino, and I like her enough to know that her playstyle isn't for me. It's a bit too thinky, the way that she operates. And maybe it was this scenario giving me this weird kind of feeling on her. I don't think she's weak. I think the opposite. I think she's very strong. I just don't think it's a character that I'd revisit super often. Maybe if someone had a really spicy deck for me to try out. But let's go ahead and check out where Spiral stacks up with the rest of the villains in this game. I'll see you there. Okay, so here we are checking out the villain. Let's talk about Spiral. I'm going to go ahead and say I think this scenario is extremely brutal. I don't know if it's like an S tier scenario, but I think it's solidly in the A tier, and I don't think there's like a ton of wiggle room for me specifically. This scenario is just tough. Spiral, when you're starting her on Expert versus Standard, I feel like is a completely different scenario. When you look at Spiral 1 and 2, It is kind of annoying how fast she can flip over back to her cornered mode, and then you have to keep taking damage and clearing her side scheme over and over to find her, shuffling through kind of these scenario cards, so on and so forth. But there's just a lot of things she restricts you from doing. When she's in her escaped form, she cannot be stunned, and also you can't remove threat from the main scheme. So she's like a permanent crisis icon. Then whenever she would attack you, she schemes instead. So she's just funneling all this threat onto the main that you can't remove. So okay, we have to start clearing her side scheme. But then you clear the side scheme, and it feels like as soon as you clear the side scheme, you have like a turn, maybe 2 turns to actually deal damage and remove the threat from the main at the same time, because of course she's a crisis icon, so you have to do it. You can't like stall on her main form because she can't be stunned. You can confuse her, which is a valid strategy if you want to go confuse lock angle, because she doesn't have steady or anything like that. But also she has like pretty brutal attachments. Her swords are really rough, and you saw even in that game I spent 4 resources to get rid of 2 of the counters, and I was still getting hit hard because she had a 4 attack stat when she hit that stage 3. And like I said, the main reason stage 1 and 2 is so different from expert 2 and 3 is because she gets a when revealed ability on her stage 3, which says once this is revealed, she attacks you even if you're in alter ego form. She attacks every player, which is like, oh, okay, so like her counters go up to 3 per player for her to flip over when she activates, but she immediately activates against everyone as soon as she flips over, and you can't even like, what's it called? You can't even stun her before she goes into there to even stop one of those activations. No, she will activate and she will do it. So you need to have an ally up or be, prepared to eat like 3 to 5 damage, which slows you down even more, which stops you from thwarting or dealing damage to her. I feel like she is really tough, and she asks a lot of your deck to be able to combat her. She doesn't start off with a lot of tempo, and she does have a high main scheme threat threshold, but she doesn't give you that flexibility to clear that threat or deal damage to her. You are incentivized to kind of build up for these big 1 or 2 turns and then just kind of survive and build in the meantime. She's tough. I don't know exactly on a scale of the A tier villains where I would put her, but I don't think she's easy. And I don't know if I'm like way off the mark from what the community thinks on this, but in this limited card pool space where I don't have access to specifically confuse lock with how I'm kind of limiting my card choices, there's just not a ton can really do. It asks your hero to be able to do all the thwarting and do all the damage and like and have the survivability for when she flips into her stage 3 and has to flip multiple times. Or you need to have a lot of burst damage to just completely defeat her through there. It's tough. This is a really tough scenario. I honestly think she's kind of like Collector 1 tier, right? Like, I think they're very similar in the way that they... I think a lot of these villains up here, you have like the Sentinel, the Collector, and the Spiral, where your deck or the hero you're playing needs to be so consistent or built in a specific way that you... It just needs to be so specific, good, or built in a specific way to be able to answer all of the challenges that this scenario throws at you. This scenario is not easy. I implore you guys to give it a try in solo without any sort of like confused locking. Let me know what you guys think. But we're getting to the finale of Mojo Mania this next week against Mojo himself, which I think will be honestly a bit of respite from Spiral. Mojo is very infamous to being rushed down, which I will not be straying away from this coming week. But yeah, that's what's on the horizon for Marvel Rewind. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think of Spiral down in the comment section down below. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Like, subscribe, all that stuff if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.